Okay. As everyone knows, because they're hiding something, you know, the sacrifice death, or whatever you want to call it, always in a hotel. Have you noticed that? Or in by themselves. But anyway, the death of Whitney Houston. Um, okay. Anybody who's been paying attention to patterns lately knew that somebody was going. What? It's been a week since somebody died. Yeah, it's been about a week, so nobody was truly surprised that she died, because some of us was expecting somebody to die. I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but I never idolized her. I liked the song she sang, which she did not write. She just presented them, delivered them extremely well. She was a great deliverer of songs. She had the X factor. Well, she knew it. Well, her mama knew it. Well, her aunt knew it. They had been grooming her for the industry, for them to make money off her since she was a kid. They want to claim only since she was a teenager. That's a lie. That is a lie. They've been grooming her since she was at least minimum 6, and she showed a penchant for drawing in an audience. Minimum 6, probably younger than that. You know, she just had that thing about her, that drew folks in, and most people. I never paid for a concert of hers. I wasn't allowed, and when I was growing up, to go to anybody's concerts, because my mom was like, "Look, buy the album. You can get their live album, but you are not going to that concert." I didn't die not going to a concert, and neither would you. If you want, I could go to the symphony. That I was allowed to do. But to a concert where these quote unquote artists, no. And I'm still alive. But I'm looking at the reaction of people, and they're just boo-hooing and crying. "Oh, we lost a great voice. I'm so sad." Well, I'm going to say this. There will be no tears. There should be no tears. No tears whatsoever for her. She lived what she thought was the American dream, because this is the lie that was told to her since she was born. 1963. This is the lie. This is the lie that the so-called silent generation taught the baby boom, or the baby boom taught themselves, and then taught their children that were born during the baby bust. I mean, I guess 1970 you consider that baby bust. 1963 you consider that during the baby boom, or at the end of the baby boom. But she's of the generation that was first. I can't even say first inducted into that lie, because ever since slavery and after slavery, our people foolishly desired what the white folks had, and desired to be equal in a kingdom that wasn't designed for them. If they would read the Declaration of Independence and the constitutions, both of the constitutions, they would see it had nothing to do with us. But that's a different story. Anyway, when I say both, I mean the draft and the final copy. But anyway, she lived what she was taught. You can do whatever you want. And I'm seeing these poor little boys growing up with Obama up in there, and their mamas and daddies pushing and even the rest, every bit of society, we got a black man in office. Now you should be. Now you don't need our help. And society's looking at y'all. They're looking at you because you got too happy. You made a new idol, and she was nothing more than any other idol who had to be cut down. When are you people gonna realize you meant nothing to her? When did you get a card for your? Oh, you had to be part of a fan club, which you most likely paid for to get maybe a card from her. Which I've never belonged to a fan club, so I'm assuming. I know you have to pay for a lot of these fan clubs. Um, you, you meant nothing to her. Yeah, she's gonna have a grand old funeral. She practically broke. You know, she got into drugs because she realized she'd been duped. But she couldn't stop working because she wouldn't. Yeah, she gets some residuals from radio play, but all they have to do is say, don't play her music on the radio anymore. Since she didn't own the songs, all she gave was her voice. What was she going to do? No residuals coming from that. And she lived hard and fast. She wanted somebody whom she thought understood, living, the understood, wanting the dream. And by the time she realized, it was too late. Her soul had been sold. She was gone. And honestly, if it weren't for the fact that knowing how a lot of people, trying to get in the rap industry, not really, you better be prepared though. You better make sure your stomach is strong and flat so you can hold your ankles. Because that is a position you better get used to if you want to make it as an idol. Parents, if you love your children, don't have them, use their talent to be, messed up by this industry. Yeah, they can sell work and they can make some money, but don't put them in a position where where they have to, if they want to keep making a certain dollar amount, that they will sign their soul away. You only get one soul. And if you don't teach your children to value it, which you don't teach them to value it in these churches, sorry, but the churches don't teach you to value your soul. Not at all. Not at all. They teach you to sell it to the highest bidder. Whoever can exploit you, or whoever can give you your dream. Am I saying stomp around all day complaining about, man, I can't wait till this kingdom fall? At the same time, you just about 1 foot living in a trash can? I don't know. That's foolishness. But stop worshiping these idols. Stop teaching your child that they can do all of this. Without telling them the price they will have to pay when they can't pay. I also remember back in the 90s, they were talking, when it was really tumultuous for her. They were talking about she never fulfilled her contract. She never fulfilled her 10-album contract. And even then, I knew, She better. How she gonna feel it? She only got but a few more years before they put her out the pasture. Most singers, male and female, tend to be put out the pasture about 35. They don't keep them around that long because this is a youth-oriented society. But the only reason the white folks are so youth-oriented is because they wrinkle so fast. I'm 41. I don't have wrinkles around my eyes or mouth. I never drank. I never smoked. Didn't go out in the sun and purposely bake. So, of course, they're youth-oriented. And by the time a male or female has reached their mid-30s, you better hang it up. They'll let you do a couple of albums, but you don't have the same worth. And even in this society, I mean, just regular working people, think about it. You don't have worth once you get over 35. Okay? But getting back on this idol that has fallen. Stop crying over her. You didn't know her. You appreciated her music. That's wonderful. Well, she's never going to sing another. She was never going to do it anyway. Her voice was going. Bye-bye. Y'all heard Dionne Warwick's voice lately? When she got in her 40s, her voice was gone. Apparently, that's a trait in her family. Their voice go early. Her mama's voice. Her mama ain't had the voice she had when she was younger. So anybody who paid attention should have known her voice finna go. She needs to hurry up. She was done. Finito. They needed to clean up before she started running her mouth like Michael Jackson. She already went over to Israel and saw this Saw, but she knew she couldn't give it up. She could not give up that lifestyle. She knew if she gave it up right then and there and retired, which she could not afford to do, you know, she was broke. They owned her. Even in Solomon's kingdom, the servants were well paid. But servants aren't well paid here. And one more star has fallen. I wonder who gonna die next week. Seriously, I wonder which so-called black idol during Black History Month is going to fall next week. Stop your crying, folks, over these idols who don't give a rat's tail about you. It's the life they chose. End of story.